Hello everyone. Spring is nearly here.
Oh, spring is nearly here. And you know what happens? Oh, go on.
What? No,
your poems?
Yeah, well, not my poems, the great poets.
The great poets of spring.
The great poets of spring. Who was your favourite? Was it Ted Hughes?
March. Yeah, it was Ted Hughes. Yeah, I love Ted Hughes, and I love Ted Lowe. Did you ever listen to any of his poetry?
Wonderful. When he was doing the darts. No, not the darts, the snooker.
Him and Ray Reardon, they wrote loads of poems.
Doggerel. Mere Doggerel from Reardon.
Doggerel.
What's your favourite Ted Lowe poem?
My favourite Ted Lowe poem was on the table there are balls. All the balls are different colours. You hit the ball with the stick and you feel like a bit of a prick. But that's what the game is, isn't it, son?
It doesn't have to rhyme. Yeah.
It doesn't, no. It doesn't have to rhyme. This is not a poem. You hit the stick, and then you feel, if it don't go in, you feel a bit thick.
Yeah.
You know? But most of the time, the balls drop, and they go in the pockets, with a big old plop, you know. Yeah. And then you go home. So that's the one I like the most.
What was that called? Embassy, he called that.
It's called the Crucible.
The Crucible.
In the Crucible.
Oh, I tell you what, I love the wonderful poems of Tony Green. Off of Bullseye, the Tony darts Green. Commentator. Yeah, was darts referee, really.
Originally he was that, yeah.
Keep out of the black and into the red is something Fat Tony said. He stood at the side of the
Mike in his hand. Yeah.
Mike in his hand. And an arrow slipped, went right in his gland. He doubled up and grabbed his cock. Oh my Christ, it went half a shock.
Oh yeah.
His balls went black and his knob fell off. Yes. We'd better go to an ad, said Jim with a cough.
Well, that's a beautiful poem. It's a beautiful poem. Did you ever hear any of the poem of Michael Fish?
Oh,
the
brilliant.
Oh,
brilliant. Yeah. Oh, wonderful. That lovely one.
He was quite boring, man.
Yeah.
And a lot of the poem was really shit. But when he used to come round and read it to me, I thought, I was like, I'll be all like that. Go on, Michael, let's have it then. And he's he's a very nervous person.
Of course he was,
so, you know, and when he done the weather, that was like him all exuberant, you know. And but in real life, he was quite a nervous person. Yeah. And he'd come round and he says, Angelos, would you mind me reading my new poem out, please? And I says, of course, Michael, come in, please. Plonk yourself down there and I'll let you read me that poem, mate. And he says, I'm not sure if it's any good, you know. I says, don't you worry about that. No, you just read the poem, right? Yeah. Anyway, he starts. He gets his paper out and he's all shaking and nervous. I says, you've got nothing to be nervous about, Michael. Of course, it doesn't matter. You just, the important thing is you do this, right? Anyway, he goes, in autumn, there is leaves. And then the leaves are on the trees.
Yeah.
The wind does come and blow the leaves onto the streets.
Yeah.
I'm already thinking, oh Christ, this is creaking. This is creaking.
But you don't want to upset him. He's nervous, as you say.
He's a nervous bloke, and he's a bit of a psychopath.
Right.
And he says, the leaves are on the streets, right? And
Verse 2, yeah.
And then the bloke comes with the barrow and the broom, and he sweeps the leaves just to create a bit of room.
Right.
For people to walk upon the streets, and then, you know, he sees a sweet. And I'm thinking, oh Christ,
Michael.
And he's looking at me for reassurance, and I'm going, no, carry on, you know, this, you know. And the sweet he picks up. he says, "What's up?" You know, some shit in it, and it's shit. What's up? And then the kid goes, "That's my sweet. Give it back." And I says, "Michael," I says, "it's all very well you writing this stuff, and it's good that you do it, but you know, you haven't got a grasp of scanning, you know, or structure or any of that stuff, you know."
Yeah.
And then he goes crazy and starts turning me flat over. And I says, whoa, you know, I'm just giving you a bit of truth. I'm giving you a bit. I'm trying to, you know, so you don't make these mistakes again. He's a very sensitive man, you know, when he's not talking about the weather.
Well, of course, I think that takes that type, doesn't it? If you're into the wedding or that, you're not necessarily going to be an extrovert. But I had a similar problem with one of Britain's largest extroverts, Kim Woodburn, you know, she does the cleaning lady.
Yeah, she's quite sensitive.
She's very sensitive, but she did not fancy herself as a poet.
Oh, right.
Oh, Christ. I mean, look, similar to you. She wanted a bit of guidance, as you know. I'm well-versed in verse. We met her at the Leisure Centre, Watford Leisure Centre.
Yeah.
She was there doing the women's swimming.
Okay.
And we were having a cup of tea in the cafe, and Margaret had one of her slush puppies. Anyway, she comes out, Kim, and we got chatting, you know, and I said, I do a bit of poetry. She said, that's one of my fascinations. Anyway, I've got to tell you now, and I don't know if she's listening, but Kim Woodburn's poetry is shit.
Oh, Christ.
I did my utmost to make sure that, you know, it's all about, you know, it's like, so she starts off, opening stanza, not bad.
Yeah.
I went to the swimming one day.
Right.
Well, I was feeling a bit stiff, but okay.
Yes.
I went in the pool. I saw a floating stool.
Oh, no.
I went to the lifeguard. Oh, hey! Can you fish that out? By this time I'm going,
what dear? Where's this going?
Where's this going? Margaret's just there with her slush puppy looking at her like, the fuck is this, you know?
Right,
I called to the lifeguard, get a net.
Yeah.
I nearly half-retched. They fished out the turd without a single word.
No, what they done?
Yeah. I said, has someone had a shit for a bet? I'm like, what the fuck is this kid? You know, she was a big name on British television.
Is she planning on publishing that, or what's she going to do with it?
She famously had a fallout with Colleen Nolan on Loose Women, and then it starts.
What about?
Then it's about, well, she said that she was something about she bullied her or something.
Oh, Christ.
You look it up on YouTube.
I'm going to look it up now. You've mentioned it. Yeah,
she cannot let it go.
No.
So then I thought, here we go. And sure enough,
written a poem about
Colleen Nolan had a dump. I went, here we go. She hovered over the side with her rump.
Right. Oh, Christ. I mean, it's a good image. It's a good image.
She dropped her payload without saying a word.
No words.
And I had to take avertive action. So it ended like that.
What,
and I said,
the lifeguard gets the net again and fishes it out again. They all end like that, don't they?
And I said, Kim, you know, whatever your beef is with Colleen Nolan, to go round and start just to shed a shit in Watford Leisure Centre pool, it's not on. Anyway, she shuffled off.
Well, she rang me up and says, I've written this new poem. I said, all right. Okay, what? She says, you know the woman I used to do the cleaning show with?
Yeah, what was her name?
Kim and Aggie? I do remember her, but I can't remember her name. She says, well, you don't need to know her name. Right?
Oh, good, that's good.
I says, oh, okay. She says, well, suffice to say, we fell out, right?
Right, yeah.
I says, all right. She says, well, anyway, I've written a poem about the whole thing. I says, okay, do you want to do it on the phone, over the phone? Or she says, I'll do it down the line, yeah. And she starts.
Oh,
I was in the swimming pool the other day, she says.
Yeah.
Right? And then the woman that I used to do the cleaning program with, was swimming in the lane, right?
Oh, yes, yeah.
She was in the fast lane, I was in the slow lane. That is irrelevant again. I'm thinking, Christ almighty.
Yeah.
Right. Anyway, I'm swimming behind her in the lane, and I look up towards her bum. And then sure enough, just as I thought, as she out of it, a poo did flung, right? Anyway, I says, look, Kim, I know where this is going, right? Yeah. I says, let me stop you there. In the rest of the poem, do you call to the lifeguard and he has to get a net and he has to fish it out, right? She says, yes, I do. How do you know that? I says, well, I've spoken to Barry, right? Yeah. All your poems seem to be about, like, going to the toilet in the swimming pool.
And frankly, Faber and Faber are not interested.
They don't want to book about that. They don't want to book about that.
No,
you claim them all to be true, but I suspect that's unlikely. You know.
Yeah.
I don't think they are true. You know.
No.
But she's very sensitive.
She's very silly like that, isn't she? Because went to Kim's house. She came to the door like a mouse. She said she'd had a lot of rejection letters that day.
Yeah.
They said her poetry was shite. And I said, well, try something else. Okay, she said, I've done a manuscript about the various poos that I had done at me at the leisure centre, not in the news.
Got it. Very good.
Oh,
it's like one of her poems.
Oh, sorry about that. That was terrible.
No.
I will not hear it.
I won't hear of it. I won't hear of it, actually.
Oh, well.
So,
lovely.
you know, they've rejected the third runway.
I heard, yeah.
Yeah, I was a bit disappointed about that.
Well, you would be, wouldn't you? Tell them why. A lot of work you put into that.
I put in loads of work. All the designs I submitted, where they said, where can we put the third runway? We're really struggling. And I says, struggle no more, I says, right?
Yeah.
I says, what we'll do is, I just got a map out of the local area. I says, we'll put it down here, right? Yeah. Down past the Indian restaurants all along there. Right. We'll take it all the way up to the Novotel.
Yeah, near Hounslow, yeah.
That's it, Hounslow. And then we'll turn left, right, and go along there for about, I don't know, 300 or 400 yards, because there's a gap there. And then we'll turn right, and then we'll stick the last 20 yards a bit further down there, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, I drew that on a napkin, and I wrote a letter saying, as requested, my design for the third runway, right?
Yeah.
And there was a lot of fanfare, and I put it in an envelope and shoved it off to the environment people, right?
Yeah.
And I put an official stamp on it, it just said runway. Yeah. So they knew exactly what they were getting, you know.
Yeah,
so it went to the right department, you know.
Right. Yes.
Yeah. Anyway, I shoved that in the post and basically put my feet up, thinking, all right, we'll await
done deal.
Done deal. We'll await we'll await the positive outcome, you know.
Yeah.
Anyway, they write back. They says, no, that's not. We're not going ahead with this.
Right.
And I'm like. Well, it can't be the design because that was it was done to a lot of the specifications that you required, you know. Yeah. And they've gone, no, it's to do with the climate accord. Right. And I'm going, well, no one told me about that, you know. Right. And there's nothing I can do about that. Anyway, the whole thing was rejected. And,
really?
Rejected. And it's made me feel a little bit uncomfortable, if I'm honest with you. I mean, you submitting your design, I'm surprised that didn't go all the way to the top.
Well, to be honest, it wasn't quite as detailed as yours is on the back of an old Greg's packet.
Right.
I'd had a night a chicken slice in it, and some of it you couldn't see because the grease had wiped off the felt tip.
Yeah,
And
right.
also
Well, maybe that's where it's gone wrong.
and one of the felt tips we just had in the kitchen in a pot, and it's like you start writing. Someone left the lid off it.
Right.
It was
So some of the ink had gone.
Had gone. Anyway, I thought it. I thought it was watertight. I'd said. Unlike you, I'd done quite a long runway.
Well, mine was long. It just bent a few bits.
Yeah, okay. But mine was in a long line.
Oh.
But it was only about 50 foot long. I figured that there was a little, just between the car park and the Wicks near Hounslow, you could probably
get in there.
Look, a Harrier jump jet. They've got the technology to just go straight up.
Up and
but
away.
Basically, I got the formal plans in and what sort of thing they wanted, environmental considerations, infrastructure,
all the bells and whistles.
All the bells and whistles, and basically what I thought was, well, obviously if you had the third runway, I was more concentrating on the terminal. I had all the stuff in there.
That's your area of expertise.
That's my Burger King I had, McDonald's, Five Guys. Basically, it was all the burger places that I love burgers.
And you'd already signed the contracts with all of them, hadn't you?
Well, I tried to. I think I still wait on the big cheeses at McDonald's,
Okay.
And I sent it off, and I didn't hear a thing back. And I just said to Margaret, I'm not going to waste my time again. It was the same thing about cleaning Big Ben. I put in my tender, didn't I?
I put my tender in.
I'd been to see Kim Woodburn, and she had some of her old chamois leathers and dust cloths and all that.
She wanted to do a big poo off the top of it.
Yeah, she did.
That's not going to catch it.
I know. She basically had an idea.
What was it? Idea? That's quite extreme, wasn't it?
Bong. And then when you got to that.
Yeah,
you get to 12, so you have, I don't know, Jules Holland's Hootenanny. And now we go over to Big Ben, and and there'll be someone like Nicky Campbell or someone hosting, and it'll get, and now the 12 bongs, and you just catch a glimpse of Kim up there in the fascia of the clock, ducking away.
Yeah.
And bong, 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 and then a final stroke, And that was her idea. I said, no, it's all about cleaning it. And she'd hijacked it rather, the silly murder.
Yeah, well, she wanted to change the bong sound to fart noises, though, didn't she?
Yeah, she did.
Like, rather than bong, 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 she wanted to get rid of that completely and just have... Just take out the bell, put a big bum in there, in the shape of a big bum.
Yeah, Big Bum.
That's what she wanted to change the name. Call it Big Bum.
Yeah, she did. Yeah.
Yeah, and, she's very forceful when it comes to these things.
Very much so. Very much so. So I've had my fingers burnt. I'm not going to do that anymore. I've just said to them, no. Putting in my tender for things.
I put in a tender to clean Big Ben, right? And I says, I reckon it's going to cost about 20 million to do it, right? Yeah. And they says, oh, okay. And I says, and I went down, I went down to Raj's. I says, Raj, how much Shillet, Bang and Winderline have you got?
Right.
And he says, I've got about 5 bottles of Winderline, and I've got about 20 bottles of Shillet, Bang. I says, how much for the lot for a deal, right?
Yeah.
And he says, I could probably do the lot for about 30 quid, right?
Right.
And the dollar signs are starting to flash in my eyes,
profits,
right?
Yeah.
Because I'm thinking, that's about £19 million profit,
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, so I'm thinking, Christ almighty.
Oh, Christ, yeah. Do the figures.
Yeah, so I put in my tender, and then they go, then they write back and they say, what? And this is where I came unstuck, and I thought to myself, that's very clever, actually, what they've done. They asked me what the money would be spent on.
Right.
20 million, I said, it's going to cost 20 million.
Yeah.
And they says, well, what will that be spent on? And I couldn't write, 20 bottles of Shillet, Bang and Winderline, because they know that it doesn't cost that much money.
Of course they do.
So I just said, my labour costs,
Right.
Because I thought, right, well, it's going to take about, I don't know, 3 days to clean it?
Yeah.
But I say, if I say it's going to take like 2 years. Then I charge £10,000 a day, and the sums should add up. You know?
Exactly.
Anyway, they told me to piss off.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, by the way, have you seen this news story today? Record complaints against the Pussycat Dolls on and Dex Saturday Night Takeaway. No. What conservative times we're listening in.
Why have they complained?
There was a little bit of boob action and bum action, and I think Ant and Dec held up censored signs.
I might go and watch it.
I mean, but you remember, back in the day, in the late 70s, early 80s, that was nothing.
Boobs and bum everywhere.
You'd have Marcy Kane coming on, you know, with no pants on and that, wouldn't you? And that was normal Saturday night.
It was normal.
It was normal,
and what was good about it, she wouldn't tell no one she didn't have no pants on. She'd just bend over and pick up a plastic bag, and you'd look through her dress and go, I don't think she's got no pants on. Well, Jimmy, so it made you feel like, oh, Christ. Titillated.
Yeah, it was, and that was just the way it was. Jimmy Tarbuck on the Royal Variety. Come on, no pants on. Your Majesty, I'm saluting you. Yeah, saluting you, and all that, and he'd have his knob out. And he'd bow to the, the audience, he'd bow to the Royal Box, but to the other side to
just pull his pants down.
Pull his pants down as
have
he's
a look
bowed.
At this. Yeah.
Wonderful entertainment. Ken Dodd.
Bruce Forsyth. He's the same. Like, he was always putting his pants down.
Yeah.
He didn't wear pants from about 1972. He didn't wear no pants.
No.
He had lots of pairs of trousers, as he had to change them all the time. But he never wore pants.
No.
Because he just said, they're too cumbersome, you know.
Yeah. I mean, Paul Daniels, his catchphrase.
He had to wear some pants.
He had to wear some pants, but you know his catchphrase, not a lot. He'd always go, not a cock. Not a cock, he used to go. And that got, bastardised into that.
I know. And he saved a lot of money. They do. That's what they do. They save a lot of money. I think Ken Dodd got done for tax, so because he claimed that he kept claiming all these pants he was buying, and everyone knew that he wasn't wearing them. So the taxman probed him.
Yeah, Her Majesty's Treasury said, "Can you please produce receipts for those pants? Because the last time we saw you on television, you didn't have none on. We could clearly see your book bag." No So now you're living in very chaste times on television, you guys. I mean, the stuff.
What was going on with the Pussycat Dolls? What were they doing then?
I only read the headline, but what I understand was there was a lot of complaints with people going there showing the bum and birds. I say, keep your voices down. Fine. What are you complaining for? What do you want? Don't alert them to it.
Listen for a moment. Listen, I've got to go to the toilet.
Good, hello.
Sure.
So that Angelos at the bar. Oh, lovely.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway,
so they're showing off bits and bobs of their body, was it?
All bits and bobs and that, and I don't think they like it, the Saturday night crowd at home.
Is that the one with Scherzinger in it?
Scherzinger, yeah.
She's in there, is she?
She's extraordinarily beautiful, Scherzinger, isn't she?
Yeah, she's very attractive.
Very attractive lady.
Yeah, I like her.
I know you took her out once.
Yes,
I know you did.
I
didn't want to bring...
She's a bit, she's a bit touchy-feely.
Yeah, they are, that showbiz lot, wouldn't she?
Yes, she was touchy-feely with me.
Where did you go that day on your date?
There's that... amusement arcade in Wardour Street in London.
Oh, I know the one. Las Vegas. Yeah.
We had 20 minutes in there.
Would you go on? Yeah.
Eh?
Would you go on the shove penny or the?
We went on
motorbikes.
We were playing the football game.
Yeah.
Football, right?
Right.
But it wasn't. That was fine. I was playing football, and getting to know her and stuff, and going
showing off a bit.
Showing off a bit, and I was saying things like, "What's your favourite colour?" And she goes green. Yeah. And I says, "What's your favourite number?" She say 3. Really getting to know each other. What's your favourite film? She says Casino Royale. Right. I said, cool, pretty cool. Anyway, I said, come, let's go and have some fun, So I take her over to the fruity, start loading up, shoving loads of money in there, showing off, saying you're with someone that can really look after you,
And you're fruity and all.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm shoving pound coin after that, and I think that sort of turned her on a bit.
Yeah, turned her on a bit.
Anyway, she stuck her hand on my bum.
Yeah.
When I'm shoving pound coins into the fruit machine, and I'm going like this, slapping her hand off my bum.
Easy. And
I'm going, Nicole. I said, there's a time and a place for that, right?
Yes.
And I don't mind you touching it. It's okay. It doesn't matter, right? But when I'm on the fruit machine, I'm on the fruit machine. Yeah. Okay? It's very serious. I'm investing a lot of money in this machine.
Yeah, of course you are.
And I need to be focused, and I don't need your hand creeping all over my bum, right?
And if you play your cards right,
when I'm trying to win us a Byron burger,
Exactly.
I'm trying to win us the money we can go to Byron.
And have chips and all, have a starter.
Exactly. So you presumably you want chips and a burger and a milkshake, do you? Well, will you please allow me to do my job without touching me?
Exactly. Oh, Christ.
So that was a cross, actually. That was a red flag.
Against the name. Right.
Exactly. Right. And then in the end, I got bored of her. I said to her, this is the killer question.
Yeah.
I said to her, what's your favourite country? And she said Luxembourg. And I'm like,
never heard of it. Shit.
I said, enough of that. I don't think we've got nothing in common.
What did you say? Tenerife?
I said Tenerife, yeah.
Yeah, of course. I had exactly the same touchy-feely bloody nonsense.
Yeah. Who with her?
No, bloody hell. Oh, God, what's the name? That very sexy one off the films.
Toya?
Toya Wilcox, yeah. Toya Wilcox.
Well, she's famous for it.
Oh, Christ. She had that charming little lisp.
Yes, that's right. This. She said, roll on the mum. Roll on the mum.
Do you want to go latte death? Do you want to go latte death? I said, what? Do you want to go latte death? And she was saying Las Vegas.
Las Vegas, right.
So we've gone in there, and I said, do you want to go on a motorbike game? Two's up, two player.
You sit on the back.
Yeah, she says, oh, no, I don't do that because, she says, I don't know one to see me doing that. I'm a bit too cool for school. I said, come on, be fun,
Now, chill out.
As you just chill out, babes. I've got from that grab thing, one of them little teddy bears and all that. I'm working it. It's going well. I'm feeling a bit cool. Got my leather jacket all turned up, the collar's turned up, and all that. I'm using foul language,
I know you
and all that. Anyway, I get on the motorbike. I say, hop on the back, babes. Anyway. I'm just starting the thing up. One player. I've chosen, Monte Carlo to go round the circuit like that.
Right.
I'm really going from side to side like that. Really going right down.
Yeah. Really taking the corners.
I suddenly feel her hands, holding on to me. All right, that's fine. She's allowed to do that.
Well, I suppose so.
But one of her hands goes on my thigh. I just stopped the game. My thigh. I stopped the game. I went, look. Babes, I
just slow the bike down and fall over to one side.
Right down. Of course, things flashing,
Yeah, well, it would, yeah.
Extended,
time running out.
Extended play if you can get to the final flash. I said, babes, and she goes, no, stop. I said, can you just keep your hands off for a second? Yeah. This is a master at work,
Yeah. And you're very lucky to witness this.
Very lucky. So I've figured out I've got time for extended play. I've gone, I'm all shaking. And as I take the next corner, unfortunately, I farted.
Oh, no.
I've lifted one cheek up to go round the corner at Le
You were
Mans.
excited.
I got overexcited, I farted, and I followed through.
Oh, Christ. You go on her?
Yeah, it did. It shot up the back of my leather biking trousers and just splattered up a T-shirt that said, I want to be free, you know?
Yeah.
And as it's gone up there, it's gone right up the R. So it just looks like, I want to be free, it looks like.
No.
Anyway, I've got off the bike and I'm all super cool, and I look round and they're splattered as if there was no mudguard on the bike. She's there, and it's gone all right up her top, all covered up. She didn't even notice at first. And I said,
right. You should tell her.
Well, she's gone, oh, should we go for Chinese? She goes, you know, just round the corner at Joy King Lao, you know. So I've gone, I think we better call it a day, my love. You know, I don't appreciate you. Yeah, touch it. Yeah, and she walked off, and she had it all sprayed up the front of it. It was humiliating.
Yeah, well, it is often.
You know. But you don't muck about with a master at work.
No, exactly.
You know?
Exactly. If you're going to interfere with, with something that's meant to be, then
well, you know. I went to the Las Vegas. Blimey Christ, you should have seen us. We went on the motorbike game one Saturday afternoon.
Yes.
We was shuffling up the seat. I said, hop on the back, there's plenty of room. I went round the corner, I got a boner, and then I slid off the seat. Jesus Christ! Load of sheets! Way up! It was awful. You know. What happened to you when... Oh, God.
Well, I went to Vegas. I went to Las Vegas. We went to Las Vegas just the other day. Not just me, but I was with my mate Carol Scherzinger. We were both gay. And we went on the FIFA machine. I asked her favourite colour. She said blue. I said, OK, let's go on the fruity. And she touched my bum. So that's what happened to me.
Oh, Christ!
Well, I hope this has helped.
Has it helped in any way?
I think it should have done.
Please,
I think it should have helped.
If you want to send off for our fact sheet on first dates with celebrities, simply send off to Try Not to Shit Yourself in Las Vegas.
On the motorbike.
On the motorbike. Or go to www.don'ttouchmyass when I'm nudging up.
.co.uk. Nudgepot.
Forward slash asterisk. Nudgepot. Well, lovely stuff.
Okay.
You are most welcome.
Yes, you're very welcome.
Keep the plaudits coming in.
Keep listening.
As Bruce Forsyth used to say, keep listening.
And don't forget, he never wore any pants when he said that.
Originally, it was keep glistening, wasn't it?
Yeah, exactly. But he had to change that because of Ofcoms.
Oh, guys. Thank you for everything.
Okay.
Bye.
Well, we'll see you soon now. Bye.